Hello everybody, this is Pun, the Frugal Streamer, and this is a tutorial by request. And I wanted to show you another powerful way that you can use NDI and another free program, Skype, to do podcasts. And so this is something that I think is great because essentially it emulates the ability of people from anywhere around the world, basically, that you can make a call to in Skype that has a webcam and a microphone, that you can get a direct feed of their camera and their microphone audio straight to your computer. It's as if they're directly plugged in almost. But they use NDI, which NDI is a new protocol that's recently come out, and you're really going to be seeing a lot more use of it. A lot of professional people are already using it for broadcasts and that sort of thing. And with OBS Studio and Streamlabs OBS, you can also use Skype to do that. And so what I'm going to show you now is how I use OBS Studio for my podcast and how I set up the scenes with the various cameras using NDI. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to now show you how to set up Skype so that it will send these NDI feeds automatically over to your streaming PC that you would be using to do your stream content for your podcast. So let's go ahead and switch over here. Now this is my little room here. This is my wife's area where she does her scrapbooking, some of her scrapbooking supplies, and a cute little pun in that little picture right here to your upper left. So anyway, so this is just a laptop camera and onboard microphone. It's pretty simple. I have it muted so you can't hear it. But what you need to do, and you can see I have stop NDI here. Okay, I do that because you actually have to enable NDI before you make your call. Otherwise, if you were to stop it, you couldn't re-enable it. Okay, so that's why I've done what I've done. But it's easy to do. You simply go to settings, go down to calling, go down to advanced, and here you have allow NDI usage. Now this will be off by default, and it'll look like this up here. If it's grayed out, it means that you can't do it. But normally, like you said, if you haven't made the call yet, this shouldn't be grayed out. You should be able to turn it on. Okay, so you simply just click on it and you'll get the blue color like this. That's all you need to do. Okay, so then when you make your call, it will automatically configure however many callers are in your call. It'll make an NDI feed for each of those. Now your camera, your microphone, you're going to have to send separately, and I'll show you how to do that too. But that's really it. Now you just make your call, which I'm in now. It's me and my laptop over there, and that's it. It's simple. So the next thing we need to do now is we need to go to look at OBS, because this is where pretty much the rest of your time is going to be spent setting it up. So, all right, so OBS Studio here on my streaming PC is what I use for the podcast. And you can see I have all these different scenes. This 2-frame scene is, let me hide the display capture so you can see it. 2-frame scene is 2 camera frames and this is a PNG file. So you have transparencies here where you have the black areas. And then I have a Battlefeed podcast image logo. Again, this is a PNG with an alpha transparency as just a label, like a lower third almost. So it's pretty simple to do. You got the 2 camera frames. What I need to do now is I need to go in, and for this scene, I need to add an NDI source, and I'm going to bring in those Skype NDI feeds. All right, and so just hit the plus sign, select the NDI source. You can name it whatever you want. I just left it as NDI source. And now I'm going to go down, I'm going to look, and here is my Skype one, and you'll know that it says Skype in parentheses and then the account name of the person. All right, so just select that, and then this camera scene should come up with an audio source. Okay, as you can see, let me select it here real quick. As you can see, the audio source right there. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to resize this. Now let me hide the display capture. All right, and we'll resize this sucker, and I'll try to get it real close to what the actual size is going to be. And then what I'll do is, just to make sure that the edges are nice and uniform and clean, is I'll move the camera below the 2-frame graphic. That way the edges are nice and clean and uniform. Okay. And that's really that simple. Now, if you have 3 callers in your Skype feed, then you just make us NDI source for each of those callers and put it in their own camera frame. Okay. And then there's some things that you could do with this. Is really cool. Okay. For instance, as you notice, let me bring this up again. There we go. So, here is, center this back. As you see, I have other scenes here. Now I'm going to click on this so you can see that this is a scene I use for Deity. And you've seen I've taken that camera feed that I just set up, and I have this in his own single frame. And here you can have, if they were talking, which you can see me turning it up, and it's picking up, the microphone on their laptop is picking up this noise. You can see that it is coming in. And you can do that. Really simple, nice single frame. I use this a lot for if somebody, we're talking on a discussion point and they start talking and they're going to talk, a little bit about it. I like to, just give it another little layer of production, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And by having their own scene, and that, and the viewers get to focus directly on them instead of seeing all 3 or however many cameras you have displayed. And then, if you want to switch back, if somebody else is talking, then you can switch back to this 2-camera scene. And, there you go. You can have multiple, if multiple people are talking like that, then you could use something like this. But that's kind of how I run my podcast. I usually use about 3 or 4 scenes, different people talking, switch between them back and forth. When we get to the point to where everybody's going to kind of, start talking about it, or, we're laughing or whatever, and I'll switch back to so that everybody can be seen at one time. So for this camera frame here, about the only thing you would want to do now is to add your own camera in. Now there's a couple options that you could do. If your webcam is on your streaming PC already, then it's just a matter of adding video capture device and then adding your camera in and, resizing it. Oh, wrong thing to move there. Matter of fact, let me lock that so I can't move it. There we go. And so to resize your camera, try to get it in the frame as best as you can. And then just, lowering it below the graphic so that you have the nice uniform crisp lines. And it's that simple. It really is. And it works well. Now, if your webcam is on your gaming PC, you can also use that too. So what you would do is you would take a source like this, and you would need OBS Studio running on the PC that you have this camera on. Okay. And more than likely it may be the one that you have Skype running on. And, what you would need to do is you would need to turn your camera off in Skype. Your viewers, the callers would not be able to see you, but you need to turn the camera off in Skype so that then OBS Studio can use your camera. Okay. That's the key to this one. All right. So then when you would do that, you would have your cam here, right, inside of OBS Studio. You'd right click on it and go to filters. Okay. And here you can see, let me turn this off. You got effects filters, you got audio video filters. Now, you want to be in effects filters for the video device. And here you would see dedicated NDI output. If you were to go here and click on it, you would also see the same thing, but it would be audio only. Okay, so you want to do effects filters for your video feed. And you would get the dedicated NDI output. I'll just leave that the same. And then right here, I will name this PunCam. And I'll apply changes. And now this camera is now feeding over NDI over your network. And so I should be able to bring it up on another NDI source. I don't think I could bring it up inside the same OBS Studio. We will try, though, just for curiosity's sake. So let's go to NDI source. We'll name another NDI source. And let's see. Is it in there? It is. Look at that. Stream PC PunCam. And there we go. So you can do it that way, too. And you can do NDI that way, which is kind of crazy. Normally you wouldn't do this on Stream PC. You would do this on another PC and send it to the Stream PC. But just to show you that it does work, yeah, there you go. Pretty cool. I like it. So let's delete that. And that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, it works well. I think, you know, you could do a lot of things with being able to use Skype. You could do multi-streaming, using cameras, webcams. You could pull in each dedicated webcam into Skype. And just because I have this here, I'll show you. You can add your filters to it and do like chroma key. And it does work. So, you know, real simple to adjust it. It's not exactly the perfect color, but just to show you that it does kind of work. You can add filters to this, and yeah, it rocks. So it's really cool to do that. Simple thing to do. Let me go ahead and shut that down. I don't need it. And you just build these scenes like this. Now, you know, I mean, really, the sky's the limit with this. I mean, you could do media files on OBS Studio the same way I just did the webcam over NDI. If you had a media file that you wanted to show on your podcast, you can do a dedicated NDI output for that media file, and you can display the media file. Okay. It's just really what you can do with NDI. I mean, it's, you know, it's let your imagination run wild with it. But this is just how I do my podcast using Skype. It's simple to do, and I think a lot of people really, you know, can really do a lot with it. And that's really it. If you got any questions about this, let me know, though. I will try to get it to you and try to help you out if you can. I know there's a couple of people that are fellow community members that are interested in doing a podcast like this and using this NDI technology with Skype to use it for their podcast. And again, I think, I mean, you know, you can do not only gaming related stuff, but talk shows, you know, all kinds of things that you can do now with Skype and NDI and OBS Studio. So it makes it easy. And the great thing is it's all freaking free. So that's really what's awesome about the whole thing. You don't have to pay for it. So anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions about anything, let me know. Make sure you hit it in the comments below. And if you like the video, hit like. And if you want to hear more of these kind of tutorials, which I've got a ton on OBS and Voice Meter and, you know, things like this and reviews and stuff, then subscribe. I'd appreciate it. All right, guys, this is Pun Frugal Streamer. Have a safe and great weekend, and we will see you out there. Bye-bye.